All right, welcome to graduation orientation presented by the Office of Undergraduate Business Programs. If you're viewing this presentation, you're most likely graduating in fall of 2023, so congrats on graduating. All right, today we're going to talk about a couple different things. We're going to talk about the graduation application process, how you apply, and what happens after you apply, what you should expect throughout the semester. We'll talk about cap and gown, the graduation ceremony, Latin honors, Alumni Association, and a couple other housekeeping things. So we're going to cover quite a bit today. All right, so the first step in graduating is you have to apply. So if you have not applied for graduation yet, please do that as soon as possible. The priority graduation application deadline is Friday, October 6th. The fee to apply will be $25 until that date, and then after that date, the fee will go up to $50. The late application period is October 7th through November 3rd. So again, if you have not applied yet, please go ahead and do that. A couple of things, graduation application fees are non-refundable, and you cannot withdraw your application once you submit it. So it's very important that you check with your advisor to make sure that you're meeting graduation requirements before you fill out that application. So if you have not done that, please make sure you do a grad check with your advisor. You can either set up an appointment with them to do that or send them an email. Once you apply, the status of your application will change to applied and will actually stay like that the rest of the semester until your final grades are posted. All right, how to find the application. So you're going to log into your MyUH account and then click on the MyUH self-service icon. Then there will be a tile that says advising. Click on that. Then you'll get some options over to the left side. There will be a little menu, and one of the options will be apply for graduation. If you click on that, it will take you to the fall 2023 graduation application. All right, and then what happens after you apply to graduate? So you apply by October 6th. What then happens is your application comes to the advisors for us to review. We double check to make sure there aren't any issues with your records or anything keeping you from graduating. If we notice anything, we definitely notify you as soon as possible. If you're not sure if you're meeting requirements, again, just make sure you're checking with an advisor before you apply. And if anything changes throughout the semester, like if you drop a class or just anything random comes up that you're not sure about, please check with your advisor and keep us in the loop because we are keeping track of your application throughout the semester. You will not see a change in your graduation status until after your final grades are posted. We cannot process applications until then. Once grades are posted and we get the go-ahead from the registrar's office, we will approve or deny your application. And this happens within 4 to 6 weeks after the official close of term for the semester. All right, so then final grades post, what happens next? So when your final grades post, please make sure to check your grades. And if you see an issue, like if you have an incomplete or if you failed a class, if you dropped a class throughout the semester, please let us know immediately. It's better for us to hear it from you guys than for us to notice it later. That's definitely something that we're checking after the semesters to make sure you guys passed everything or don't have any incomplete grades. So just keep us in the loop if you notice anything like that. A couple of things that we're checking for once the semester ends is that you've passed all of your required courses. If you're taking anything at community college right now, we check to make sure that you've transferred that successfully. We make sure that your cumulative, major, and minor GPA are at least a 2.0 or higher. All of those GPAs do need to be a 2.0 or higher. And if you have questions about your GPA, please reach out to your advisor about that. We make sure you've completed at least 120 credit hours. That's the minimum requirement to graduate. And we make sure you guys haven't violated the 30-hour residency rule. If you're transferring something this semester and you have not checked with your advisor yet on that, please double check with them to make sure you will not be violating residency. So then after we approve your application, if there's no issues with any of those things mentioned above, your diploma will be mailed within 2 to 3 months after the semester, but you will be able to see your degree posted on your official transcript within a couple business days of your application being approved. So you will have access to that if you need it for job purposes, and then you'll receive your diploma by mail. If you have any questions about the delivery of your diploma or the status of your diploma, please reach out to the registrar's office and they can help you with that. All right, if for some reason we have to disapprove your application, if there was issues with anything we mentioned on the previous slide, and you're aware of it, please reach out to your advisor ASAP. Again, it's much better for us to hear it as soon as possible from you guys than for us to figure it out on our own later. And if it can be an issue that can be resolved, the sooner the better that we hear about it. If it's something that can't be resolved and it's going to be pushing your graduation back to the next semester, we do have to disapprove your application. You guys actually cannot enroll in the next semester classes until your graduation application has been disapproved. So we want to make sure that gets done as soon as possible so you guys can get enrolled for next semester. And then you will need to reapply for graduation. So if for some reason you're graduating the next semester, not what you anticipated, you will need to reapply. Your applications do not roll over to the next semester. All right, and then graduating with honors. So Latin honors is different from your cumulative GPA. Your honors GPA is based off of your last 54 hours at the university. That's roughly around 18 classes. There's 3 different distinctions. There's summa cum laude, magna cum laude, and cum laude. We have one honors cord for all 3 levels. There's not 3 different cords, it's just one. If you want to see if you're graduating with Latin honors, you'll need to calculate that. And we do have a link to the Bauer GPA calculator on here. You can also Google that and look that up. But how you're going to calculate it is you're going to start with your current semester, so fall of 2023, and work your way backwards. So for grades for fall 23, you'll need to guesstimate what you're going to make this semester and then count backwards to your last 54 hours. If your 54th hour lands in the middle of a semester, then you need to count that entire semester into your calculation. So you might have a little bit more than 54 hours into this. It just depends on your situation. If you're not sure which semesters to count, just reach out to your advisor and we can clarify that for you. But you will need to calculate that. And then as far as graduation ceremony goes, Latin honors are not official until after the graduation ceremony because we have to wait on final grades to be posted. So we allow you guys to self-report your honors at the graduation ceremony. And then once we get that official report, they will be listed on your diploma and your official transcript. All right, switching gears a little bit, if you guys have not already met with your career counselors, I would encourage you to start doing that as soon as possible. Bauer does have their own career center specifically for business students only, and all of these services are free to you. It's called Rockwell Career Center. They're over in SEMO. It's the building behind Melcher Hall. And some things that they can help you with is they can help you update your Bauer Gateway profile, your resume, your LinkedIn. They can do mock interviews with you, pretty much anything to get you ready to apply for jobs and interview for jobs. They can help you look up jobs, help you find internships. So if you have not started working with your counselor, definitely do that as soon as possible. You can make appointments with them through Bauer Gateway, and they do have virtual and in-person appointments. They also have walk-in hours every single week, and you can find that information on their website. Something cool about Rockwell is you guys have access to their services for up to 6 months after graduation. So even after you're done in December, you can use them until May. And you can still attend Bauer Career Fairs, use Bauer Gateway, use their career counseling services. So if you're still having issues after you graduate, you can definitely still use their services. All right, and then there is a Rockwell Career Center survey that you guys need to fill out as part of your graduation requirements. You can go to this link on this screen and fill that survey out now. If you're looking at the online graduation checklist, it's number 6 on that list and it is live now. So the deadline to fill that out is before the graduation ceremony. So just make sure you complete that as soon as possible.
Thanks for that, Bethany. I'm going to talk about the ceremony itself. So the commencement ceremony for the fall semester will be happening on Friday, December 15th. It will start at 2 p.m. It's going to be in the Frittata Center. Please check our website, this PowerPoint for just most updated details on the ceremony in case anything happens with parking or timing or weather. We're definitely going to post that online. For students who are participating in the ceremony, check-in is going to be at the Alumni Center. Check-in starts an hour before. Please make sure to arrive in your cap and gown. When you're checking in, please note that guests are not allowed to come in with you. So we would say the latest would be by 1 o'clock. You should be checked in. You should be in line to participate in the ceremony. The closer we get, the harder it is for us to allow you to participate and get you checked in. So please just make sure you at least show up an hour before. Now, tickets. Tickets will be required for any guests that you invite to the ceremony. Closer to the date, we're going to be sending out an email with a link to download your tickets. Each student gets 6 tickets. If you have any children in your family that are under 2, they do not need a ticket. And if there's any graduates that are participating in the ceremony, you don't need a ticket either. Please note that the email will come to your CougarNet email address. So make sure that you're checking your Outlook to make sure you get this email with your tickets. If you do need more tickets, unfortunately, we don't have a way of doing that. But the ceremony will be live streamed for those who are unable to attend it. So definitely look out for that email at the university's commencement website so you can get everyone to watch it. All right, parking. So all guests that are attending the commencement ceremony are encouraged to park in the TDECU Stadium Garage. It's free of charge. Graduates are, however, encouraged to park in lot 16B or C and walk over to the Alumni Center to check in. The garage does have accessible parking on the first level. Those who are going to be using this need to display a valid handicap decal or a hand tag just to make sure that they can qualify for that parking. Please, please, please make sure to arrive early and give yourself enough time to check in and for your guests to actually attend and make sure that they're there and get their seats. We've had lots of students who've been running late, and construction and traffic in Houston is always a big thing. So just make sure that you give yourself enough time. All right, the Frittata Center does have a clear bag policy. So what does this mean? That means that all bags that are brought in must be clear, so they must be see-through. You'll see on your screen right now how big the bags can be. If you have any small clutches, that's the size it can be. And those don't have to be see-through, but they have to be that particular size. Just make sure that you're making sure that you only bring in what is allowed. All right, information for guests. So arrival time for guests is going to be an hour before the commencement starts. So since commencement is going to be starting at 2 o'clock, gates will open at 1 p.m. Every guest must have a ticket. If you do have any guests that have mobility issues or needs, please know that we do have special seating, but it is limited. So we encourage those guests to arrive a little bit earlier. I would also make sure that if you don't have a person in your party that doesn't have any of these, just to make sure that they don't take up the seats that other people would need. So just make sure that those people are going to be in the reserved area, and then everyone else will find their seats around the ways. All right, the most important thing of all, making sure that you're ready for commencement day. You can go ahead and order all of your invitations, your regalia, your cap and gown cords, all of that online now at the UH bookstore website. The last day to order online is going to be October 9th. please make sure that if you did want to order online, you do so by that date. If you order after that date, you have to do it in person and sizing will be limited. If you're interested in attending the grad fair, it's going to be on November 9th through the 10th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the UH Book Center in the lower level. You don't have to go for the whole time. Go and figure out what you want to buy, all that kind of good stuff. You're more than welcome to bring your family along to kind of see things if you want to bring them. And just make sure that when you are buying your cap and gown, that you're buying it for the Bachelor of Business Administration. All right, so when you go on the website, this is what it's going to look like. You're going to pick the commencement date, so the ceremony date, which is going to be December 2023, and then the degree type will be a bachelor's degree because that's what you'll be earning. You'll hit shop and it's going to show you all the different things that you can buy. So, right, we have cap, gown, and tassel. You can buy your stools. If you are getting a cord for Latin honors, you can buy that as well. When you go on here and you're actually buying your graduation regalia, just make sure that you're picking the correct area of study. Each area of study has their own type of cap and gown. So for you, it's going to be business administration. Last but not least, I did want to cover some events besides commencement that are going to be coming up that you should look out for. We're going to have countdown to commencement, November 29th to December 1st. We will definitely send more information about this as the dates come closer to. Make sure that you're going to pick up your grad fair orders once you put them in. And like I mentioned a little bit earlier, if for some reason you don't get a chance to buy them online or at the grad fair, you can still go to the bookstore and buy them, but just know that sizing will be limited because it's first come, first serve.
All right, the tuition rebate is a $1,000 financial incentive for Texas residents who attempt no more than 123 credit hours and graduate within 4 calendar years. So there are some very specific requirements. You can check out the tuition rebate link online, and there is an eligibility checklist if you want to see if you are eligible. If you think you qualify, even if you're not 100% sure, I suggest that you go ahead and submit the request. You do have to do this before the last day of classes, and the university will review that request after graduation. And if you do qualify, you get that $1,000 rebate. All right, some of you may be considering graduate programs here at Bauer after graduation, so we just want to introduce you to the various programs that Bauer offers. At Bauer, we offer 10 different Master of Science programs that you see listed on the screen. The Master of Science programs allow students to develop specialized skills in specific fields of business. So you can choose to further dive into your area that you majored in, or you may diversify by doing a master's in a different field to supplement what you did in undergrad. All of our programs vary from 30 to 36 hours, and they can be completed on a full-time or part-time basis. Depending on your course load, most programs can be completed in 18 to 22 months. These are programs that you can enter in directly after your undergrad degree. We don't require work experience. For the MS program specifically, Bauer does offer a GMAT and GRE waiver for UH graduates that have a 3.6 GPA or higher. Bauer also offers a few different MBA program options. The MBA program does require the GMAT or GRE, and usually professional work experience after your bachelor's degree is strongly preferred. If you are interested in applying, please note the deadlines on the screen. The priority scholarship and international application deadline is April 1st. And the final deadline for fall 2024 admissions for domestic students is June 1st. You can also visit the Graduate Studies website if you're looking at starting a program earlier, the possibilities for that. You can apply online for the program, and when you visit that website for more information, you'll be able to read a little bit about each program. We've also included email addresses on the screen to contact our Bauer Graduate Programs office. When you graduate, you are automatically a part of the University of Houston Alumni Association, which is free for anybody that graduates from U of H. There aren't any fees unless you're interested in becoming a life member, which I'll touch on in a moment. The Bauer College Alumni Association, or BCAA, is housed under the UH Alumni Association. So if you're interested in becoming more involved, there's a few things you might want to consider. The first one is volunteering. The BCAA offers lots of volunteer opportunities, such as volunteering at the Houston Food Bank, and this is a great way to just get involved and give back to the community. You also can attend events. This could be anything from tailgating, Cougar Power Hour. This is just a great way to meet new friends and continue that networking. Getting to know students in the Bauer Alumni Association allows you to meet students and other people that are working in fields that you might be interested in. And then lastly, you can sign up for monthly newsletters, and that'll allow you to get updates and make sure you're aware of anything that BCAA is doing so that you can get involved. On the screen, you'll see all of BCAA social media handles in case you want to follow them on social media. That's a great way to see all of the activities that they're participating in and decide if there's something that you want to get involved in. There is something called a UH Alumni Association Life membership. So if you're interested in being a life member with the UH Alumni Association, you could read a little bit more about it at the link on the screen. There are certain benefits associated with this, so just check out the link and learn more to see if it's something that you might be interested in. The UH Alumni Association is also in charge of class rings. If you're interested in more information on getting a class ring, check out the UHAA website. If you do get a class ring, you should also save the date for the Guarding of the Ring ceremony, which will be on Friday, December 8th at the Houston Zoo. You would get free admission to the zoo with your UHID and a reservation ticket. You can also register to attend the Fall 2023 ring ceremony, which will be on Sunday, December 10th. This is an event where you can invite family to celebrate with you, but you do need to register online at the link that you see on the screen or on their website. If you are looking for more swag to wear with your ceremony regalia, you might consider the UH Cougar Spirit Cord. This cord is a symbol of your pride in UH, and it's a way to support a specific UH program or contribute to scholarships for future students. You would make a donation and you can specify where that donation would go. So if you want to give specifically to Bauer, you can, or if there's a special program at U of H that means something to you, you can designate where that donation will go. The minimum donation of $15 would get you a red and white spirit cord to wear during the ceremony. All right, so before we close out, just a couple reminders of dates. The first graduation application deadline is October 6th. You can apply online through your MyUH self-service account, and you'll be charged a $25 application fee. Your name will be included in the printed program if you opt for that option. The late deadline to apply for Spring 23 will be November 3rd. Remember, though, if you apply between the first and second deadline, you'll be charged a $50 fee, and there's not a guarantee that your name would be listed in the program. It would just depend on when you apply. And then the last date to remember, the Fall 23 commencement ceremony is scheduled for Friday, December 15th. When you apply for graduation, be sure to indicate if you plan to attend the ceremony and if you want your name printed in the program. If you have any questions about anything we covered today, please feel free to reach out to your academic advisor. We'd be happy to help you. Thank you so much for joining us today for graduation orientation. On behalf of the Bauer College of Business, congratulations on your upcoming graduation. Go Cougs!